So in continuation with respect to module 4, we will be discussing with the governors. So in the governors, you are going to know what is a governor and how you can vary the speed of the engine of a governor. So governor can be defined as uh, a definition of the governor is the function of the governor is to maintain the speed of an engine within specified limits whenever there is variation in load. So the speed of the engine varies in two ways. One is during each revolution and over a number of cycles. So when the load on engine increases, its speed decreases. Therefore, it becomes necessary to increase the supply of the working fluid. When the load on the engine decreases, its speed increases, thus working fluid is required. A little consideration will show that when the load increases, the configuration of the governor changes and a valve is moved to increase the supply of the working fluid. When the load decreases, the engine speed increases and the governor decreases the supply of the working fluid. So speed variation during each revolution. So it is due to the variation in the output torque of the engine during the cycle. It can be controlled by mounting a suitable flywheel on the shaft. Speed variation over number of cycles. So the variation of load upon the engine is one part and requires a governor to maintain the speed. So when we compare a flywheel and the governor operation of the flywheel is continuous. Operation of the governor is almost unrepeated. Easy maintenance, simple mechanism in case of flywheel. In case of governor, it's a complex mechanism. A flywheel cannot be used if there is no undesirable cyclic fluctuation of the energy output. But a governor is essential for all types of engines as it adjusts the supply according to the demand. Flywheel it is less costly, governor it is costly. So based on the classification of governor, there are two types of governor. One is the centrifugal governor, another one is the inertia governor. So under centrifugal governor, there is a pendulum type and loaded type. So under loaded type, there is deadweight governor, spring controlled governor. Under deadweight governor, supporter governor, proil governor. So under spring control governor, Wilson, Hartnell, Pickering governor. So like this, there are four spring controlled governor. Deadweight governors are Porter and proil governors. So it's a centrifugal governor. So here the centrifugal force it is meant to to control the rotating balls by equal and opposite radial force. It consists of two balls of equal mass which is attached in the arms, which is shown in the figure. So this is a Porter governor where when the spindle is there at the center, there are two fly bars on both the sides, which is attached to the links. So there will be a sleeve which is going to rise and fall. So there will be a bevel gear which will be transmitting the force. So there will be a bell crank lever which is attached to the sleeve so that it is going to control the throttle valve. So the sleeve movement it is going to help the bell crank lever to admit the fuel inside the automobile system or to the carburetor so that the fuel will be went for further process. So when the speed decreases, the fly ball rotates at the smaller radius and the value is opened according to the requirement. So when the balls revolve with the spindle which is driven by the engine through the bevel gears, the upper end of the arms are pivoted to the spindle so that the balls rise or fall down as they revolve about the vertical axis. The arms are connected by the links to a sleeve which is key to the spindle. The balsa sleeve rises when the when the spindle speed increases and falls when the spindle speed decreases. In order to limit the travel of the sleeve in upward and downward direction, two stops are provided to the spindle. The sleeve is connected by a bell crank cable to a throttle valve. In inertia goals, fly balls are affected by the forces set up by angular acceleration or deceleration of the given spindle. In addition to the centrifugal force on the fly balls. So fly balls are operated by actual change of engine speed. The, five, the fly balls are operated by the rate of change of speed, that is dn by dt. The response of inertia governance is faster than the centrifugal time. So further defining the important terms related to the governor or sensitiveness of the governor, it is maximum speed by minimum speed minus minimum speed divided by the mean speed. Effort of the governor Effort of the governor is the mean force acting on the sleeve to raise or lower it from the for a given percentage change of speed. Power of the governor is the product of mean value of the effort and the distance through which the sleeve moves. Hunting it is uh, it is defined as the fluctuation of the governor continuously above and below the mean speed. This is caused by two sensitive governor. Stability is the governor is said to be stable when for every speed within the working range there is a definite configuration. Means there is only one radius of rotation of the governor bus at which governor is in equilibrium. So for a stable governor, we can expect equilibrium speed increases. The radius of the governor must also increase. So the governor is said to be unstable and the radius of rotation decreases as the speed increases. What is the isochronous state of the governor? So isochronous state of the governor is when the equilibrium speed is constant for all the radius of rotation within the working range and neglecting friction. So what are the terms used in governor is height of the governor, equilibrium speed, mean equilibrium speed, maximum and minimum equilibrium speed, sleeve lift. So like this, some of the terminologies are used.